he stopped working on the driver's side, so you couldn't get yourself in through the door. So after auditions, I would park at the back of the parking lot, and I would open the trunk and climb in, and then pull it shut behind me and crawl over all my seats to get out. That's how I would come to and fro.
Oh my God.
I know, so it was not ideal.
Did anyone ever see, I know you parked far away, but did anyone ever see you climb through a trunk to get...
No, I would play it off. I would go like, oh, I'm just looking for my resume and my highlighters for my script. Oh, maybe it's back there. And then crawl all the way.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
The things we do.
The British press have hated Meghan from the beginning because she is an independent, outspoken feminist, an American and half-black. The #1 Meghan hate train goes to the Daily Mail. Due to the hate the trolls and deranged have for Meghan, she's crucified and blamed for everything, from COVID, to face acne, Ukraine, any other crises you can name. The Daily Mail, also known as the Daily Fail, has multiple stories written, including the lead breaking news consistently over a person they branded a nobody. Articles on Harry and Meghan are big revenue and huge engagement for the Daily Fail. The anti-Meghan British tabloids are blatantly racist, writing articles such as the Straight Outta Compton piece. The British media is trying to ruin her reputation and make her out to be some evil woman, so they attack in all angles. Why were these trolls bothered over a husband and wife comforting each other at the funeral of a beloved family member? Meghan and Harry said absolutely nothing when the Queen died and kept their grief to themselves except for their public obligations, yet the media choose to focus on them for the entire ordeal. How can anybody be upset about a woman holding her husband's hand during his grandmother's funeral for support, or holding his hand in general? A lot of the younger royal couples, except Will and Kate, hold hands all the time, but when Meghan does it, of course it's a problem. These bullies have an extremely unhealthy obsession with her, an obsession that is deeply rooted in racism and jealousy. The online abuse and trolling of Meghan is scary. They never get tired of stalking, harassing and bullying her. These trolls moan and complain day in and day out about her, even though there are many other topics to discuss. Yet they attach themselves to every topic relating to Meghan. Meghan irritates these vile creatures. Meghan triggers the insecurities of these derangers. We love the fact that she refuses to be gaslit by these bullies. These trolls have mental breakdowns with Meghan's podcast archetypes. There were over 6,000 comments on the Daily Mail's page about Meghan's podcast archetypes. Most of the comments on that page were ridiculous and scary. Meghan's usual hostile critics, tabloids, royalists, trolls, will never have anything positive or fair to say about any project she's involved with. They prefer to continue profiting off dehumanizing her. It's funny when a woman takes center stage, the misogyny comes out in full force. Racism is alive and well, misogyny is alive and well, jealousy is alive and well. She is unproblematic. The way she riles up these trolls by simply existing needs to be studied by scientists. So, Meghan should continue to focus on living her best life. Nothing will please folks invested in seeing you suffer. She truly is damned if she does or if she doesn't. We hope Meghan continues to strive. Make these bullies understand that their constant stream of negative articles and opinions about her will not shrink her into becoming someone she never was before she met Harry. It is beautiful seeing someone prosper in the face of people who only want to see her fall. Long may she reign, thrive and continue to keep the bitter, hating creatures bothered.
Oh, it's a lot. And at that dinner, there were about 20 to 30 of us for the counselors. And there I was the girl from Suits. And I was surrounded by world leaders, humanitarians, prime ministers, and activists that I had such a deep and long-standing respect and admiration for. And I was invited to pull up a seat at the table. I was so overwhelmed by this experience. I think I even saved my little paper place card that said my name on it. Just proof that I was there, and proof that I belonged. Because the truth was, I wasn't sure that I belonged. I was so nervous. Oh, I doubted myself, and I wondered if I was good enough to even be there, if what I was doing in the world, albeit important and meaningful as far as I saw it, was it deserving to have a seat at this table? But one young world saw in me what I wanted to see fully in myself. They saw in me just as I see in you, the present and the future. And I reiterate that point because oftentimes we speak to young adults about the years ahead, about what you'll do, what you'll have to adopt to fix from previous generations, and also what legacy you will leave. But too often in that, we neglect the point that you're doing it now. You here in this present moment, this is where it's all beginning. The first year I joined the delegation in Dublin, I worked with a young woman from Eritrea, and she described how she had escaped her home country, fleeing with bullets fired above her head. I still remember it so well. I remember my shock, and I also remember her courage. My recognition of how much continues to go on each day with so many turning a blind eye, and yet despite all odds, she, like so many, still persevered. I followed up that trip, as David mentioned, to joining the delegation again in 2016 in Ottawa. I was very lucky to receive a day off of filming specifically to take a quick flight from Toronto up to Ottawa and to be able to join this work again for One Young World, being with some people that I admired most, including former President of Ireland, Mary Robinson, who you heard from earlier. I joined you in London in 2019, and by that point, it's fair to say, my life had changed rather significantly. I was now married, and I was now a mom. My worldview had expanded exponentially, seeing the global community through the eyes of my child. And I would ask, what is this world he would come to adopt? And what can we do? What can I do to make it better? I am thrilled that my husband is able to join me here this time. To be able to see and witness firsthand my respect for this organization, this incredible organization, and all that it provides as well as accomplishes. One Young World has been an integral part of my life for so many years before I met him. So to meet again here on UK soil with him by my side makes it all feel full circle. And just as a sidebar, earlier this afternoon, we sat down with a few of you delegates, and it was incredibly inspiring, the resounding themes that came up about representation, about inclusion, about access, and about trying to shift the global perspective for all of us as a global community to one of curiosity over criticism. My husband has long advocated for important and necessary impact in the world, focusing a huge part of his life's work on the youth. So for both of us, bearing witness to the power that you hold in your hands and the unbridled enthusiasm and energy that you have to see things come to fruition, it is just an absolute privilege. I'm incredibly humbled to not just stand before each of you, but to stand beside you. We often hear people say the time is now, but I'm going to double down on that by saying your time is now. The important work can't wait for tomorrow. And this week, the world is watching as you cement your place in history by showcasing the good that you are doing today, in the present moment, as we embrace the moment of now to create a better tomorrow.